Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Abir Sultan, Pool via Reuters, file photo. Israel has said 37 aid organizations will be banned from operating in Gaza from Thursday unless they comply with guidelines requiring detailed information on Palestinian staff, drawing criticism from the United Nations and the European Union. Several NGOs have told AFP the new rules will have a major impact on food and medical shipments to Gaza, at a time when humanitarian organizations say the amount of aid getting in is inadequate to the devastated territory's needs. Israel's deadline for NGOs to provide the details expires at midnight on Wednesday. They refuse to provide lists of their Palestinian employees because they know, just as we know, that some of them are involved in terrorism or linked to Hamas. Spokesman for the Ministry of Diaspora Affairs and Combating Anti-Semitism, Gilad Zwick told AFP, naming 37 NGOs that had so far failed to meet the new requirements. I highly doubt that what they haven't done for 10 months, they will suddenly do in less than 12 hours, Zwick said. We certainly won't accept any cooperation that is just for show, simply to get an extension. The ministry had said in a statement on Wednesday that the move was part of Israel's decision to strengthen and update regulations governing the activities of international NGOs in the Palestinian territory. A fragile ceasefire has been in place in Gaza since October, following a deadly war waged by Israel in response to Hamas's unprecedented attack on Israeli territory on October 7, 2023. For Israel, it says the new regulation aims to prevent bodies it accuses of supporting terrorism from operating in the Palestinian territories. On Tuesday, Israel specified that acts of delegitimizing Israel, or denial of events surrounding Hamas' October 7 attack would be grounds for license withdrawal. Israel has singled out international medical charity Doctors Without Borders, MSF, alleging that it had 2 employees who were members of Palestinian militant groups Islamic Jihad and Hamas. Apart from MSF, some of the 37 NGOs to be hit with the ban are the Norwegian Refugee Council, World Vision International, CARE and Oxfam, according to the list given by Zwick. Guarantee access. On Wednesday, the United Nations Rights Chief Volker Turk described Israel's decision as outrageous, calling on states to urgently insist Israel shift course. Israel's suspension of numerous aid agencies from Gaza is outrageous, he said in a statement, warning that such arbitrary suspensions make an already intolerable situation even worse for the people of Gaza. The European Union also warned that Israel's decision would block life-saving assistance from reaching Gazans. The EU has been clear, the NGO registration law cannot be implemented in its current form, EU humanitarian chief Ajah Labib posted on X. IHL, international humanitarian law, leaves no room for doubt. Aid must reach those in need, Labib wrote. On Tuesday, the foreign ministers of 10 countries, including France and the United Kingdom, had already urged Israel to guarantee access to aid in the Gaza Strip, where they said the humanitarian situation remains catastrophic. In a territory with 2.2 million inhabitants, 1.3 million people still require urgent shelter support, the ministers of Britain, Canada, Denmark, Finland, France, Iceland, Japan, Norway, Sweden and Switzerland said. While a deal for a ceasefire that started on October 10 stipulated the entry of 600 trucks per day, only 100 to 300 are carrying humanitarian aid, according to NGOs and the United Nations. Kogat, the Israeli Defense Ministry body responsible for Palestinian civilian affairs, said last week that on average 4,200 aid trucks enter Gaza weekly, which corresponds to around 600 daily.